Hello and welcome to the Sustainable Africa series. I am Ernest Chijo. Today we would like to focus on an often overlooked cornerstone of global development. That is the United Nations Regional Economic Commissions. These commissions were created in the aftermath of World War II, each designed to address the unique socio-economic challenges of its region. The world is grappling with interconnected challenges such as low economic growth, barriers to financing, and inequities in tax systems. Nations also face the urgency of energy transitions, strong social protection systems, and navigating geopolitical tensions. These issues demand coordinated effort, informed strategies, and the kind of expertise that the Regional Economic Commissions are uniquely positioned to provide. With just 5 years away from 2030, that's the deadline for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, let's find out how these commissions are shaping solutions to tackle some of the most pressing issues of our time, from climate change to economic inequality.
The contribution of the Regional Economic Commissions to all of this is to manage to see across regions what the position would be, what the trends are. If you look at some, the energy transitions are cross-border issues. They are not just isolated in countries. If you're looking to social protection floors, each country has a different level of response depending on their GDP. All of this is where regions can bring their expertise, the knowledge, the norms and standards, the policy strength that they have, and the convening of sometimes strange bedfellows, but all those that are needed to help a government move forward.
Let's start with the Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean, ECLAC. Latin America is navigating a complex development landscape marked by significant challenges and unique opportunities. ECLAC's Executive Secretary highlighted 3 core development traps that define the region's struggles, that is, low economic growth, high inequality, and weak institutional capacity. Despite these hurdles, he underscored the immense opportunities that lie in shaping a more inclusive and sustainable future.
We are trying to advance and support countries in an area in which Latin America has tremendous opportunities in decarbonization, strategic minerals, electrical mobility, etc. So we're putting a lot of emphasis on the whole issue of productive development policies, but with a new approach to do growth, but not just growth per se, but inclusive growth. Green growth also, that is transformational in terms of being friendly with the environment. Improving education is crucial, and dynamizing labor markets also. There is a lot of foreign direct investment and local investment as well. I would say energy transition, the region is advancing. Well, there's a big challenge in biodiversity. We have the Amazon in Brazil. There's been a lot of leadership from President Lula and other countries around initiatives to improve the management of this huge biodiversity, which is really an asset of the planet. There's been, in the last 20 years, a significant reduction in poverty, but still we have poverty around 28%, which is very high. We're talking more than 100 million people in poverty, but it's an area that in the long term, there has been quite important progress.
These challenges notwithstanding, ECLAC is driving efforts to foster transformative and inclusive policies. The focus lies on leveraging the region's unique advantage in areas like biodiversity, energy transitions, and strategic minerals. Now to Africa, a continent brimming with potential, yet facing significant challenges, including financial shortfalls and the impacts of climate change. ECA is focusing on initiatives that strengthen the continent's ability to address cross-border challenges, from economic integration to climate resilience. The Executive Secretary of the Economic Commission for Africa shares how the continent is leveraging innovation, regional trade, and collaboration to drive economic growth and sustainable development.
First of all, the SDGs require money, and a big chunk of the work that we have been doing is actually campaigning to increase the resources for the African countries in terms of concessional sources. And this one is done in the context of the reform of the global financial architecture, where we are leading the finance ministers at a global level. And this one also includes the debt reduction and addressing the issues that are caused by the debt. But at the same time, there has been significant focus on the Africa Continental Free Trade area, because in the long run, there has to be trade, there has to be investment, and that's what creates jobs. And this one, you see the impact in the different areas. Technology is now a big part of that, and that's where also we are championing. to make sure that every area, whether it is health, it's agriculture, it is industry, education, it is impacted by the technology. And the combination of that is now having implications for the social sector and the economic sector.
Africa's efforts to integrate its economies and harness innovative technologies are paving the way for sustainable progress. With initiatives like the African Continental Free Trade Area and advancements in digital transformation, the continent is marking some commendable progress on the Sustainable Development Goals.
What we have agreed on is, first of all, to learn from each other, to see what has worked in one region that can be replicated in another region, and also to do some of the policy work together so that we can leverage the potentials that are within the regions in the various continents. And I think this is going to become useful because we are coordinated. Each year we rotate in terms of coordinating all the regional commissions. This year it is the ECA that is coordinating the rest, and that means that we bring all the knowledge together and then be able to work as a team, because we all approach it from different angles and making sure that we can replicate what works in any of their countries. And this coordination also comes down to the resident coordinators who are at the country level.
Now, the Asia-Pacific region, home to more than half the world's population, is also tackling some profound development challenges. From climate change and aging populations to digital disruption, the region's nations are striving to adapt and thrive. The Executive Secretary of the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, ESCAP, talked about the region's strategic focus on renewable energy, technology, and regional cooperation to address these challenges.
The development challenges of our region, first and foremost, is climate change, then a demographic structural shift. Many parts of the region are experiencing aging population, but at the same time, many other countries are having this youth bulge. And third is digital disruption from emerging technologies, and fourth is geopolitics. I think significant quite progress have been achieved in terms of climate action, accelerating renewable energy, but then poverty inequality is still a major challenge, and hence the leave no one behind. To be more inclusive and make sure that this marginalized group are also benefiting from development. So therefore, emerging issues in the context of social development, such as care economy, that we've been working quite significantly and also made a lot of strides of progress. Last but not least is on scaling up emerging technologies, but also paying attention on this digital inclusion, inclusivity, as well as digital transformation, but to support SDG. We are also entering work here on the application of AI for sustainable development, both to support our member state as well as on the processes and the way we work in ESCAP itself. So it's not only better coordination, but increasingly joint work. Let me give you one concrete example that we did last December. All 5 regional commissions came to Bangkok. We hosted, we sort of organized, we lead the preparation and so on energy and some concrete work. For example, on Green Power Corridor, we are working with UNECE. We are working with all regional commissions to ensure that we also scale up support to our member state in terms of SDG 7 roadmap. Also, a joint collaboration in SDG monitoring progress. Several colleagues, regional commission benefit from the methodology that we developed a few years back. And last but not least, increasing work on connectivity, transport, digital, and so on. Our partnership with UNECE, because we have joint countries a program in Central Asia and South Caucasus.
In Europe and Central Asia, the Economic Commission for Europe, ECE, is fostering resilience, promoting connectivity, and aligning development with climate action.
For our region, a key priority is to make sure that the development agenda and financing for development is also aligned with our climate commitments. This year in 2025, it's a key year for revising our agenda, and we'll have the Beijing Plus 30 review globally. And I'm very pleased that earlier in 2024, we did the regional review in the UNECE region, and with very good progress, but there is still work to do, including on representation of women, both at national, at local, but also regional and global level. As we are heading towards the World Social Summit, we'll have to look in particular to actions that we are undertaking in the region when it comes to aging, and also ensuring we have this intergenerational dialogue. So we cannot speak only about youth engagement or only about aging population without looking really at the intergenerational dialogue. Another area where, again, I'm extremely proud about the work that we are doing is the environmental sector. We have multilateral environmental agreements like the one on transboundary water cooperation, and I will like to highlight in particular this area of activity because water is key to our region. Either we talk about flooding, droughts, or just the management of transboundary rivers, but it is really one core issue for all of our countries, for all of our regions.
ECE serves as a regulatory backbone for regional infrastructure, hosting over 60 conventions, particularly in transport. These efforts shape safer roads, better connectivity, and sustainable development.
Due to our work, we have safer cars, we have better roads, we have road safety really improving throughout the world, so not only in the EC region. And I hope that we will deliver on two specific targets when I'm talking about transport and connectivity. First is making sure that we make concrete steps to decarbonize the inland transport before 2030. And this is a big achievement for us because last year we managed to adopt this strategy. And also to ensure better connectivity. We've been discussing a lot about working with the country teams, with the RCs, with other agencies and entities from the system, the so-called RCP platform that we have established. We will fail without this. We have to work together. I had very good discussions with colleagues from the other regional commissions, how we can support the uptake, for example, on the trade standards, be it for agricultural products or textiles, but also experience sharing. Whenever I hear amazing examples from my colleague from Africa, from ASQA, from ASCAP, I ask my team, can we copy that and can we implement in the EC region?
Let's turn now to Western Asia, a region strategically positioned at the intersection of global trade route and rich energy resources. The Executive Secretary of the Economic and Social Commission for Western Asia, ESQA, shares how the Commission is driving sustainable reforms and building strategic partnerships for inclusive growth.
In social protection reform, we are witnessing tangible progress as governments consolidate programs, widen coverage, and engage beneficiaries to ensure more inclusive support systems. We've made strides in promoting small-scale renewable energy applications in rural areas, empowering women entrepreneurs, reducing poverty, and fostering sustainable water, food, and environmental friendly practices. One major initiative is the activation of the Arab Debt Management Group, leveraging AI technologies to model scenarios, predict outcomes, and guide advocacy. This initiative strengthens member states' ability to manage debt sustainability while accelerating SDG action. We are also enhancing partnerships with regional development banks and organizations such as the Islamic Development Bank, Arab Fund, and Union of Arab Banks, focusing on projects with visible and measurable benefits in areas like climate, data, and financial inclusion. ESQA is embracing the UN 2.0 mindset by investing in strategic foresight and early warning systems, particularly in the context of climate change. For instance, we are amplifying the use of projections and modeling while fostering interregional cooperations with ESCAP on sandstorms. A planned Center for Sustainable Future and Strategic Foresight will serve as a hub for excellence, benefiting member states and the broader UN system. ESQA is solidifying its position as a center of excellence in niche areas such as data and technology, climate, multidimensional inequality reduction, and debt management.
So, from fostering regional cooperation to addressing global challenges, the UN Regional Economic Commissions remain essential to achieving a more inclusive and sustainable future. Central to this effort is the United Nations Regional Commission's office in New York. It serves as a bridge between the 5 regional commissions and the broader UN system. By ensuring that regional perspectives, challenges, and opportunities are integrated into global discussions, the office fosters inclusive and coordinated efforts towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Talking of collective action, while the Regional Economic Commissions lead at the macro level, The role of the United Nations resident coordinators in individual countries ensures that global priorities translate into local action. They are the bridge connecting regional strategies to on-the-ground implementation. And that's it for this episode of the Sustainable Africa series. I am Ernest Chijo, wishing you God's blessings in abundance. Goodbye.